Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Tina and it is so great to be here with you to continue this series that I am doing with the PhotoPlay Thankful Card Kit. I'll put all the details in the description where you can get it, but I am going to create a whole separate playlist for these projects because I will be doing a video for each of the cards with a making it their way and then remixing it with items out of the stash. So you can always go back and start the series from the beginning and kind of build up and get all the details. Here's the card kit. I love it. This is my favorite time of year, and we are here to do card 2. We've already done card 1, and you can kind of see what I mean. This is how the card was kind of designed. And then I took items from my stash for the second one. So when you buy this PhotoPlay card kit, you get all the supplies to cut it and make the cards twice, except for the sticker sheet. And the sticker sheets are also available separately if you just want to do 2 sets of them. You need some card bases, but other than that, you know, you're good to go. I decided it would be super fun and supportive of our prior craft purchases to pull stamps out of my stash. So I just grabbed a bunch of fall stamps. All right, I ended up grabbing 8, which is funny because there's 8 cards. So maybe I'll use 1 for each card, or I'll let the card tell me what it likes. Okay, you get 8 card bases with the kit, and I have that here. And there are full instructions on the back, but we're gonna go ahead and do card 2. And I'm at a point where I just wanna do card 2 off of the picture. That's kind of how I am. So, all right, so I pulled my stickers off of the sticker sheet. They were right here and this little border here. And this one's going to go together really easily. Let me go ahead and grab my other items. Okay, here we go. Let's move these so I can have that picture on this side of me and keep it in the frame. There we go. This is our card right here, card 2. And I thought it was really cute. Okay, one thing I noticed is that the corner is rounded. So I go ahead and round my corner really quickly. And that's done. And this card is going to go together super quick. I have some foam tape. And I can see that I'm definitely going to want foam tape on the top little jar. I'm going to go ahead and put some foam squares on here now. Well, they're not really squares because this is from my star foam tape that I'm using up, but they will work. I use everything, every piece. When I buy foam tape, if they're like dots that I pull out, I use all the whole thing around it. I use every bit. I love foam tape. Okay. I also did a quick video on cutting this, and so, you know, I do it a little different way. I kind of tend to match up with the pictures. We have our piece. We're going to leave that 1/2 inch all the way around. I'm just going to eyeball it. You can measure if you like. All right. And then I have this piece here, which is the sticker. And okay, I want to see that. Let me grab, I did not do this one sticker right here. It's down here on the bottom. I wanted to show you the embossing bag that I use. I did show how to do this with some baby powder, but I had mentioned I never mix my embossing bag. So this is an anti-static pouch. A lot of people also know it as an embossing bag. If you are a lover of heat embossing, you have a really good relationship. The one in the container is my good one. This is the one I use for embossing. This is my old one, and I always take my old one, and they last forever, and I move it to this. The reason why I don't use the same bag for both is you can see I'm rubbing on this adhesive. If I rub the adhesive onto my bag and then I transfer that when I go to emboss, the embossing powder is going to stick to that. So I feel like having 2 is the best way to go. I know people who use organza bags, and they use sponges that they dip in powder, and they use that. And there's all kinds of things. Whatever you're using, as long as it works, good for you. All right, here we go. And I like to take a little bit of that sticker off in case I have to, the adhesive from the sticker off in case I have to move something. I notoriously need to move things, guys. I don't think I'm a straight person with, I think I see slightly askew. Okay, I am going to put this on foam tape. I wasn't sure I was going to do it, but I am. grab some foam tape for that. And I have different levels of foam tape that I have, different thicknesses. I would say most of this is probably pretty, it's not thin. It's definitely not the thickest, but it's not thin. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna build around this, so I'm not gonna peel it yet. That's right. We're gonna go like this. This here is gonna go underneath of it. And I'm just building off of the picture. This one's gonna go underneath of it. And then those little jars will go on the top. I think this foam tape here, this is what I meant by thicknesses. This foam tape is a little thicker than this foam tape. So I may have to double up or just add a little bit of this to one part. Okay. I feel like that's good right there. I'm gonna go ahead and put it down. Now, something you can do, you grab a pencil. Because this is gonna be covered up, if you really like where this is, you can simply make a little pencil mark on doing the corner here and here like this. And then when you put it back down, you'll get it in the same spot. It's just a quick little thing where if you're not real good at putting things back where they belong, or back where they go, maybe in life and maybe on your craft projects, right? That is just a way to kind of line it back up. All right, I'm gonna put that about, I just want to cover that portion a little bit, and I can see in the card there's a tiny bit of this orange part that is sticking out, so I'm staying true to that. There we go. I'm going to grab a piece of that thicker foam tape. As I'm using up my foam tape, the reason why I was so ready for it is something that I'm kind of seeing again and again, that I have so many different thicknesses of the foam. Okay, we'll put this right across the bottom here, and I'm covering up the bottom of the bottles as well as the bottom of that sentiment. It says, I'm thankful for you. I like the dimension. There we go. This is gonna kind of sit on the top. It's gonna cross everything. There we go. Maybe just over a little bit more. Okay. There we go. Look at all the dimension that has. So simple. I mean, we're here seconds and this is done. That's it. That's the whole card. Okay, let's make it again using the papers and swapping some things out, using some items from our stash. You could also bring your Cricut in for some of these images. If you really love a card like this, just go to Design Space and find that image that you really like and bring a few things in. All right, I'm gonna show you what I did. Let's grab card base first. It wants to come to me, there we go. And these card bases are already scored. That doesn't mean I fold them straight though. All right, I did a little pre-work for the video. I went to my stash and I found this thin cut, and it is smaller, considerably so, but not so much, you know, width-wise. And I'm going to be okay because I'm replacing things. So I really just needed a shape. Don't worry about finding exact. So I grabbed this and I cut that out. Then I found this scalloped border. Maybe you have a punch, and this came out of the extra pieces bag. So what I've done is I've taken all my pieces. Let me show you how I have this set up. These are my pieces stacked together for 2 cards. And normally I would just make them, but I'm doing a video series and I'm trying to craft every day. So this is a perfect way and perfect projects to get me to do that. And then these are all my extra pieces. So I know I can use these for whatever I like. And I grabbed this piece out of there, which was similar. You can see the striping. And I just cut it out with this border scallop thin cut. That's one of the times that I really do love thin cuts. Now, the original, this was a die cut, not a sticker, so you had 2. But this is like an off-white, a French vanilla, and everything else I've done, including the die cuts I've chosen, are white. So I'm going to put this aside and use a different first, even though I'm a person who likes to mix the two. I landed on Hey Friends, and other than this pumpkin, I had not used this stamp set that I bought. It sold out super quick, so it wasn't one, and I'm really excited. How I decided to do this is I went, okay, there's some long things on the side here. These are bigger, but I just need to cover a portion of that. And I went, this will work for me. Let's do a little coloring. All right, we'll grab our chart. This is my Spectrum Noir chart. I love the Spectrum Noir markers. They were an investment. I think they're the best markers I have ever used, and I just really like them. I'm going with burnt orange, and I'm going to color both of my pumpkins with the burnt orange. Coloring is time consuming, right? So what I'm probably going to do is tell you how I'm going to color a couple of these. And I've already stamped them, by the way, with some Memento black ink. And I think I'll share how I'm going to color these. And then I'm going to go ahead and color them and come back. Just basically for purposes of the length of the video. All right, let's go ahead and let me tell you how I'm going to do this. And then I'll show you when I get back. I'm going to grab my Spectrum Noir markers. I'm going to do some layer and shadow coloring on the pumpkins. I'm going to color this cornstalk, and I'm going to color the little scarecrow. Both of those are right here. And I did both pumpkins. But you have other choices there. You might want to do the basket. You might like the basket with the cornstalk, you know, do whatever you would like to do. I'm going to go ahead and get these colored, and I may not use both of these. I'm thinking I might only use one of them, but I'll have it ready for another card, and then I'll be right back. All right, hello and welcome back. I'm actually much longer. This is the longest coloring job I think I've done. I am more than 24 hours later from when I started this video. When I stopped to color, ended up having company, and I'm just getting back now. But I thought it's such a wonderful reminder that we have such an amazing hobby that we love. It's always there for us, right? So I love that. All right, we are going to dive back into remaking this card 2 from our Thankful set. All right, excuse me, I colored a little scarecrow, and I brought this set in right here. And this, I made this thin cut out of this paper that was in the extra pieces. Like I said, you get so many extra pieces. I did both of the pumpkins, the little scarecrow and the cornstalk, not, fully knowing what I wanted to do. But I really feel like this here, that basket also would have made a nice one. We have so many stamps, I just want to use as many of those as I can. So here's some of the pieces that I have now. Here's the cornstalk, some browns. I love the burnt orange for pumpkins from the Spectrum Noir. Just a big favorite of mine. Okay, I've cut this square at 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. I'm not sure if that was the measurement of the other one. I just kind of guesstimated on it. All right, we're going to see if I can pull this together and make this all work with our extra pieces. And, the fun thing is nothing has to be identical. It'll always work, right? I really like the other side of this paper. I love this. I really like that. The papers are just so well thought out, and I look forward to doing so many different things with these kits. All right, just plain again. I just did a thin cut for this. There's so many shapes available for us. I'm not sure where I'm going to put this, actually. I'm going to put this off to the side for just a minute. I kind of want to line this up. 2 of them are going to be too much. So I'm going to just put that one over there for right now. I feel like the little scarecrow just kind of stands on his own, and maybe these might come together on another card that I'll make. The sentiment that I picked out for here, which is I miss hanging out with you, is kind of big. So I want to get that down first. I'm going to grab a dark brown ink, my Mocha. And just a little gouge here from my stamp set. You can use the other side of your Versamat as well. You can also use, I have a new stamping thing I'll have to share details about. Ooh, see, it's a little bigger than, and I want to tuck it. Okay, just to make sure that I can tuck this underneath and I don't end up seeing that, I'm going to recut. This is kind of the fun in creating cards and going into these different things. I'm just digging in my scraps. I used to keep a bunch of white scraps in a little bowl right next to me, but now I have this little bag that I just grabbed. It just gives me more surface space. All right. And I'll keep these for a short period of time, probably just while I'm doing some cards and getting some sentiments. They do build up pretty quickly. Okay, just corner around that again. I'm going to stamp as far as I can to the right. And this is a new stamp, so let me actually grab that back in here. This is just that extra piece. I'm going to stamp off a few times. I find that a used stamp always stamps better than a new stamp. All right, I'm going really up and over to the right. I'm not quite 1/4 inch down on that. There you go. This will allow me to have that tuck feature. And if I have to do, I like to call it the ugly trim, where you just get in there with your scissors because you're not going to see it. I'll be able to do that as well. Okay, so this one here is really going to get covered. Over here, I had mentioned that there's a little bit of that peeking on the side, but this one is definitely not as wide. So that's not going to happen. I'm going to still put this in the center because you're going to see it. But I'm going to plan on covering almost all of this side here, if not all of it. See how much bigger this piece is? But I can kind of move this around a little bit more so that I get my sentiment. And I think this is really cute right here. I'm going to want this to be on top of this. So I had mentioned before, if you're not really good at lining your stuff, you can just kind of take a pencil and draw it. And I feel that this is definitely now a little too long. I'm just going to line this up. This is that piece that I just cut with that thin cut that I showed earlier. I don't need it to be this long. Sometimes you don't have to do exact measurements. Now, cutting this is gonna be like, you know, a little bit at a time because I don't want to offset where this is going to line up. And I think that looks good right there. Okay, so now I'll see if I'll be able to like add a little pumpkin to the top and see if it even needs it. And I don't think it does. I do think I'd like a little something on this, and there are these tiny little stamps. These are my favorite things to look for on stamps sometimes. I'm going to say they're blades of wheat. I don't know if a wheat is a blade, but like a grass. But I'm going to grab that and a light brown ink. I think I'm going to do some acorn. And this way it will kind of, you know, give that really blank space that's wrong side. Give that blank space that's down there just a little something. Just doing a few stamps around it like this. There we go. All right, and I had kind of showed how you can ink your edges and do all of that. I'm going to bring in a dark brown marker that I have. You can use, and I'm not going to do all my pieces. You can also use your ink for this, a foam, and just keep it really tight instead of doing a flick action that you do when you're inking to get that sponged ink edges. This is kind of more of a straighter line. There we go. This is something I do all the time. This is one of my main reasons I have the bold tip markers, and I use them. I'm not loving my corner. There we go. Okay. Just a couple of pieces instead of every one. I'm known to, once I start, I can't stop. It's just one of those things. Okay, I have my little mark for where this is going to go. I marked it at the end, so I can go ahead and put that on now. I really like the way that has brought some in, and you can try that technique a little bit at a time, you know, with the marker. All right, this one here. I really like this border piece. It worked out really well. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on it and trim it away. Oh. Not what I intended to do. I just felt like there was a little glue on the end there. Let's put that back on there. Let me try that one more time. I did take my pin out of it, but sometimes you have to go inside and do this one as well. There we go. Much better. All right, and I know I've done more than I need here, but I want to make sure that I get it glued all the way to the edges. So I'll just put that on and hold it for a second. I love this time of year. It is not just my favorite craft time. This is also my favorite cooking time of the year. I love soups and stews and making breads and all that kind of stuff, and just having a pot of something going all day. And I think I tend to do that more in the fall. Very nice. I'm really liking this, and I don't think it's going to need anything other than this adorable little scarecrow. So that's all I'm going to add. Let me grab some foam tape. This is just a foam tape roll that I use. I'll have to put together a list of some of my favorites for you guys. It is something that I had been planning on doing. I really like to get bang for my buck. Okay, there we go. This is going to be super cute. All right, and the other thing that I've done is I've pulled a couple of things out of my stash. I actually have a little de-stash area that I've been working on with kind of saying, let me put these things right in front of me and using them up and then getting rid of them if I'm not going to use them. And I grabbed some bling to move to that area with this set. All right, I want to go a little higher. And I'm just making sure none of my sentiment is covered for the placement of my scarecrow. There we go. Oh, that's cute. So I've had these for a little bit. These are the Cozy Up dots. Not too long, but a little bit. And I thought this is definitely something that I would like to, you know, use up. This is a cute little area that I made right here accidentally where I could kind of put a heart down there, and that would look cute. I think we'll go for that first. I'm going to try the large one and see what I think. I don't want it to take away from my sentiment. I think that is going to be super cute. I'm liking that. I might have to do that a little bit more. And then it's turned just ever so slightly. There we go. I think that's going to be it for me. That's all it needs is a little heart. You can also do just a paper punched heart. And if you want it to match, use a little bit of that. There you go. That is our second card. How much fun is it to just kind of play along and repeat? And these great card sketches that we're getting to add, the value of this kit is so great. Just check the description for everything. I hope you're liking this series, and I hope you like this video. Feel free to leave me a comment and I will be sure to get back to you. Also, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Share the video with a friend. This all helps me out here in the YouTube community, and I'm ever grateful for it. I hope you guys have a wonderfully blessed crafty day. Bye-bye.